Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Thank you so much for checking out the video. It is another Raid Shadow Legends video. And this is actually going to be a spotlight or a showcase on Klodd Beastfeeder. So, alright, so we are back, and Klodd, by the way, is, I want to say he's like double S tier, I would say. He's definitely S tier. This guy is absolutely amazing, and in my opinion, he's useful in every single area of the game. He's useful if you want to use him in Clan Boss, he'd be amazing there. He's amazing for dungeon waves. Now, he's a support or HP-based champion. He's not a damage dealer at all, but the utility he brings, I think, is unique enough to where he's really cool, and his abilities are actually sick good. Just one of the coolest champions out there. His name is ridiculous, like, and he's got a little, what is this? Like a little dead. Looks like he's eating Gollum or something like that. He went to the Lord of the Rings, wherever the heck Gollum is from in the what you call it, in the Hobbit. He found that cave where he was in, and he actually just like put him in this cage and said he's gonna have him for a snack for later. Actually, was what this guy was gonna do. Anyway, he actually is pretty cool looking though. I mean, definitely unique, like the little one-eye cyclopsy looking thing with this kind of, emblem or mark right here. Got a lot of teeth going on there, a little underbite. Yeah, I mean, and the little tattoo stuff there. Like usual, the graphics are absolutely amazing, and he's pretty cool for what an Ogren tribes person would look like with these big tusks on him and everything too. Let's just look what he does. So his A1 is okay. That's probably his least interesting part of him. And it's the only part that does any damage. So don't even worry about damage with this guy. Although I do believe, because I don't have him kitted out for any type of damage. And I've seen this hit pretty hard. But that doesn't really matter. And then this is the only part where he does a debuff. So you could build him with accuracy, but I don't think that would make sense. But he has a one-hitter, and he has a 30% chance of placing the 30% decreased crit rate, which could be useful. I mean, if you're using him in Clan Boss, that's going to reduce the damage a little bit, but it is only a single target, and it is booked up to a 50% chance. And this Get Behind Me is actually amazing. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. It places a shield buff on everyone equal to 20% of his max HP for 2 turns. It's not an attack. It doesn't do anything else. It's just real simple. It just places the shield on everybody. That's it, right? And then Beast Escape, also a 3-turn cooldown when booked. This is actually fantastic, this ability. It does an increased speed, 30%, plus the increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. So how he works is because he's bringing the shield, he's bringing the increased speed, he's bringing the increased accuracy, you can kind of build your characters a little bit different where he can make everyone around him better. That's what this guy really does, is he just makes everyone around him so much better, and that you don't even really necessarily have to get so stat heavy on them if you build him to kind of help buff them up, which is really his main purpose. And then he has this passive, which is called Delicious Giblets. That's just funny. Heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP at the start of this champion's turn. So that's actually pretty cool. Masteries, here's the Masteries I put on him. I put the defense and support tree because what I would use him for is more in waves. I'm not using him in Clan Boss. I haven't even tested him in Clan Boss. He's probably amazing in Clan Boss too, actually, depending on the comp you're running. But I think in Dungeon Waves, I think in Arena, I think in Doom Tower, this guy is awesome. Now, I struggle with Doom Tower hard. I know there's all kind of strategies. I'm almost like trying to fit a square peg through a round hole, or whatever the saying is. Just trying to do something different. But I use this guy, and he helped me get through stuff that I couldn't get through, that I was just stuck on some of the higher levels of Doom Tower hard, actually, too. You had to bring a lot of CC and everything, but he actually kept everybody alive. And on the Nether Spider, he did that as well, too. So anyway, I built him with Timely Intervention because I just wanted his turn meter. I wanted his abilities to just... They're already on a 3-turn cooldown, but I wanted it to... Whenever someone drops below 25%, obviously his stuff comes up, and he's timely where he could actually help them. And then also increasing the healing, the steadfast actually increasing HP, increasing the healing that they place, increasing the value of shields that he places as well, which I think you really want to go down this support tree in my opinion, because that shield could be humongous. And also increase the amount of healing and value of shield buffs placed by a champion if the target ally has 40% HP or less. Rapid response, increasing turn meter when a buff it removes or expired. Lower steel to kind of get the base stats up a little bit. And then, not the base stats, but enhance the percentages there. And then again, increasing the amount of shield buffs if the target ally is stun, sleep, fear, true fear, freeze debuffs. And then lasting gifts, so that shield and the increased speed and the increased accuracy could actually last a little bit longer too. I really think, in my opinion, this is the way I want to build him. His best utility comes out of being a support champion. And then I did use the defense tree. We got rejuvenation there, increasing the shield buff again. Heals every time an enemy is healed. And then reducing damage this champ receives too. And then decreasing... so he kind of actually soaks up a little bit of damage too, because you're going to want to build him with as much HP as you could possibly get. And then also more chance for turn meter. So you can see how I built him just to try to get as much turn meter gain as I can possibly get and increase the value of that shield. So really, and his HP if any way too. So the way you want to build him, really high HP, as much speed as you can possibly get. It's actually that simple. So I'll show you his stats. 100,000 HP. So not everybody's going to be able to do that. I understand that's actually like a really high number. But if you've been playing the game a while, you have a bunch of immortal gear, try to put the immortal gear on him. Try to put the HP set on him. Try that HP plus defense set. His base defense is not that bad. His base HP is actually, I mean, it's good actually for an epic, but it's not like the top end, right? Actually, it might be for an epic. Now I think about it, I'm thinking of legendaries when I think it's higher. So anyway, 100,000. His attack doesn't matter at all, so I don't even bother trying to scale that. 2,500 defense, speed 248. I didn't build him to do any damage just because of that one ability, and I didn't build any accuracy on him either. My biggest concerns were just speed and HP. That's it. HP, speed, right? So I put an HP banner on him that rolled defense and speed there. I put this HP banner, so I would just go HP, 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 right? You could build a little more defense if you want, depending if you're using Clan Boss, but I don't even necessarily know that you need him, because I think the team that he would potentially go better with would be teams like that have the ally protection and increased defense, that type of stuff. HP, ring as well. So I kind of used just what I had. That ring is actually probably one that I could realistically replace now that I'm looking at it there. Speed. If you can get enough speed, now I had a double HP roll here, then use HP boots on him, get even more HP, right? HP chest with some speed right there. HP gloves with some speed. These gloves are just, they're okay, right? This is kind of a good piece, but not that great, right? But this is a great piece with the triple speed roll. And then this is speed, HP. So really simple as that. Speed and HP. So let's actually show them. I don't know if Ogren's is open tonight, is it? Oh my gosh, Ogren's is open tomorrow. Okay, I may have to come back and just do a showcase on him there. But anyway, we will actually go and show him real quick. I'm not going to go through the wave here because, believe it or not, I'm actually stuck on this floor right now, 98. He helped me get through this right here, actually, this is a big pain in the butt. Now, I know I could use a totally different team. My gear sucks. But let's actually just show... Not on him, my gear doesn't suck. But let's just show how he works. So... Okay, so his ability is going to be the first one he's going to do. I think he defaults on the AI to use an increased accuracy. Yep, an increased speed. Okay. So, and then he's going to place a shield here once we have enough time to go through. Once his turn comes around, I'll slow it down too. And I'm going to just back out of this. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because this run will take a long time, like 8 minutes. And I don't... There we go, the shield. So, you can see the shield's actually pretty decent. It keeps everybody alive. Drexstar is kind of not built with enough HP, right? So he's kind of on the danger of dying, but with that shield, he's not anymore. So that's actually pretty good. I'll just back out of here, and I'll show him. I've never even used him in arena. Let's actually see if like we can use some kind of funky arena team for fun. Well, this is a pretty bad team, but I'm just actually gonna. Okay, fine. We're going to do it just because it's a pretty bad team. We're going to do it with this guy, Versolf the Grim, which doesn't even make sense, but I'm just doing it because that's the next guide that will be coming out, which I'm working on. So it'll be out sometime this week. I admit, since I'm not in the content creator program anymore, I don't get the free resources the content creators get. So now I'm like everybody else, which is totally fine. I've got to really plan my resources out, and I can't book this guy yet. I don't have enough books. I have too many things to work on. So now the funny thing about that, though, is it actually kind of makes you a better focused player. I was like all over the place with knowing that I could get some stuff from Polarium if I needed it type of thing. Now I'm like, okay, I really got to pick and choose and kind of hunker down. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, so let's actually just use him like this. Now this doesn't even make sense what I'm doing. I'm just throwing random things in there for right now. But let's see how it works with the shield there. Yeah, increase accuracy. That guy doesn't hit. There was no decreased defense or anything. Granted, that was a really weak team, but Versolf actually hit for a 20k there, and he's not built all that great right now. I'm just kind of testing things out. And then we will go to a dungeon. So the Dragon tournament's going on right now. Dragon 25, I've got like a 4-minute time on Dragon 25. That is not the team I was using on Dragon 25 because that will actually get wiped on Dragon 25, I believe. But let's see who we would use here. So okay, this is the team I used. Now I'll go back and I'll show a couple highlights of this, but I'm not using this team to be efficient in any way or anything. But you can, like, my Moshla is actually really squishy, so you can put a squishy in here, and this guy Klodd will actually make your squishies survive even more. Actually, Prince Kaimar's pretty squishy too. So the fact is, not a single one of these guys even falls down the entire fight with no revive or anything like that. Now, I got Lydia. This isn't a free-to-play or, like, you know, early game team by any means, and it's not the most efficient way to do anything. But I'm just trying to show him and what he's capable of, because I think if you bring him with another support too, like a support that can do some CC or a support that actually can do revives and everything too, then that just makes your runs even better. So if you're an early game player, I really believe this guy could get you to stage 20 on every single dungeon with the right cast of characters around him too. You know, you could use, like, if you got a Gorgorab or something like that with him, a whole bunch of different things too. Like, there's a whole bunch of combos that I could see Klodd being useful with. I feel like the guy's just useful everywhere. So actually, let me just replay it. We'll just show a little bit of this, but you can see, like, with him actually getting through here, he's actually just enhancing everybody. He puts a 20,000 shield on everybody. So pretty simple stuff. I mean, the thing is, the guy's kit is absolutely, like, completely simple as it gets in a way. Because he only really does 2 to 3 things that matter, right? Like, he's got some type of beauty in the simplicity. So I'm going to come back in the second wave where it has all those Shatterbones that can, like, crush you hard. If we get hit by one of them, I want to see what he does, so I'll come back then. Alright, so here we are in wave 2. I'm not going to show it through the dragon. It does take like 4.5 minutes. You saw it actually works before. And it'd be better if I brought my Xavier in here to do all these poison explosions. But that wasn't really the point of this video. The point was just showing what he can do. Hopefully one of these Shatterbones at least gets a hit. There we go. And you saw what that normally, with that hit from the one Shatterbones, although I think that was the one that decreases his turn meter actually. Anyway, these Shatterbones hit so dang hard that they can wipe you on this wave, right? Now this is only a concern for stage 25 players who probably don't really necessarily need this guy. But I actually think he's viable end game, mid game, early game for everybody. I really think these new characters that they've come out with, they've done such a great design on some of these that I no longer kind of feel like it's just purely watering down the champion pool. Some of these champions are actually phenomenal, and he's one of them that is completely phenomenal. So in my opinion, I think everybody who gets the guy should absolutely build him. I'm not going to go through this too much here. I'll just actually put it on pause. So that will be all for the video. If you enjoyed it, if you've got Klodd Beastfeeder, Please put in the comments below what you think of him, how you're using him, how you've got him built. There may be a number of other ways to build him, but I really think he's pretty easy. HP and speed, those are the biggest things. Depending on what you're using him for, War Master if you want to go clan boss, but I think support tree is really where his value for me shines. So thank you so much for checking things out. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would like this thing to grow. I would also like to be able to get back in the content creator program so I can do more of these things, because it is just a lot easier to produce guides and stuff when you're in that program, just because Polarium lets you have resources to help show these type of things that it's much harder for. So thank you so much, though. If you've made it here, I really do appreciate it. Like and subscribe. I'll be back with more content. Cheers.